Bozo, how's it going?
Great.
Man,
Still, you know what I mean?
glad to have you back.
Yeah, thank you, man. Shit, I haven't seen you in a minute, fool, but you look good, like I'm
Been a
saying.
while.
Hell yeah, you're looking good. You're doing good. You know what I mean? So that's great. Because you've been around since I've been around, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day. So it's good to see the transition.
It's
Not
been
a
a
lot of
while.
motherfuckers that we were doing are still around right now that
A
are
lot of new
relevant.
people,
A lot of
man.
new people, you know what
A
I'm
lot of new
saying?
people. A lot of people who I always say this, man. Like, I met a lot of rappers who were the next big thing,
Yup.
and
You
they're
ain't lying.
at nine. You know what I'm saying? They did not
Yup.
make it.
You ain't lying, man. That's
You know,
that's definitely true.
it's a rough ride, man. Music game is rough. So, what's been going on with you since our last interview?
Since the last interview, signed a few deals, did a few independent deals, dropped a gang of music, did a few tours. I partially toured with Prayers. I partially toured with King Lil G. Just independently grinding. You know, I was able to like expand my reach. You know what I'm saying? Garnish the attention of like other platforms, like No Jumper. You know what I mean? I did the bootleg Kev shit. You know, I went to No Jumper and I had to press him a little bit. You know what I mean? On like internet politicking. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to politic, so you know, we went over there. You know what I mean? Handled it like gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? And since then, I've seen a huge shift in like that platform. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that they're entertaining more like the street shit now. You know what I mean? Instead of making it about music. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just you know, growing my fan base, growing my reach, and trying to you know, trying to still create my own sound. You know what I mean? My own lane. You know what I mean? Because of my maturity. You know.
Can you break down the whole no jumper thing? What happened? And you know what I'm saying, you went up there. How deep were you? You guys like 20, 30 deep
Nah,
or
there was a lot of
something?
us, man. It was a
Maybe
good.
more?
It was a, yeah, it was a good. We were, you know, I wasn't no 100. You know what I mean? That's for sure. But we were like close to like 60 of us. You know what I'm saying?
60.
And that just happened because you know, at the time there was a smear campaign against the homie American Cholo. You know, shout out to American Cholo and his platform for putting on for the culture. But yeah, there was like what seemed to be like a smear campaign on the homie. You know.
That's right. No jumper posted a video and they took American Cholo out of context,
Yes.
calling
Well, it was edited. You know, it
some
was
dude the N
edited.
word,
It
right?
was
Yeah.
edited to make him sound like he was you know, saying racial comments towards, you know, black people, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, to me the homies, he's under my umbrella, you know, he a Southsider and he's one of my elders, you know? So, the way that I've been brought up is like you protect the elders, you know what I'm saying? And you protect the little homies when you're in an alpha position like myself, you know what I'm saying? So so yeah, so we went over there. AD allowed us to share that platform with him that day and bring up that subject. And you know, we pulled up deep to show unity, you know what I'm saying? To show unity and to show a common ground in what we believe in, you know what I'm saying? Because the way I see it is like, it's like, you know, I can compare it to like the Biggie and Pac shit, you know? How magazines and media platforms stirred that up and made it more than what it was, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of all of it, you know, we lost both of them and nobody was held accountable. You feel what I'm saying? So the minute that I seen this brewing and growing, in my mind's eye, since I'm a student of hip hop, and I'm a student of manipulation, you know what I'm saying? Because of the prison yards I've been in, street politics, shit, like I see through through the the politicking quick, you know what I'm saying? So we went up there, you know what I mean, and we confronted the situation. We were able to talk to Adam 22 over his phone, you know, on FaceTime, and we came to a mutual agreement that he would take down those posts and that type of content about the homie, you know what I mean? And I think that we had a good outcome to it, you know? But it was definitely we were opening up a can of worms, dog. You know what I'm saying? I feel like since then, more people have been doing that type of shit, like smear campaigns, false accusations on people, to where they almost know that they're lying and deceiving people, right? But it creates content, the whole process of the fake smear and then clearing it up and then the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So it's like mini movies that they're trying to create with drama. You know what I mean? And I've seen that that I think that I think that Adam saw the outcome of all that. You know what I mean? And the views he was getting, and he's going in hard on the street politicking, man. Like there's more gangbangers on there now than, well, failed gangbangers, because I see a lot of dropouts on that channel now, you know what I mean? A lot of fools that ain't no good, you know what I'm saying? You know, he has people on there that are that are frowned upon in our community, you know what I mean? But, you know, once again, he's not tapped in, you know? So he don't know no better. He sees fools with tattoos talking tough, and he's like, oh, he's you know what I mean? He's official, you know? So there's a lot of that going on. But yeah, man, just, you know, that was a much needed move, you know what I'm saying, on our behalf, you know, because I think that since then we've been we haven't been brought up in those type of situations, you know, on his platform, you know.
Speaking of him bringing people up there, you know, he just recently brought his first Northerner
Oh yeah,
on No
yeah.
Jumper.
Fuck the other side. But yeah, he brought that goofy ass fool in there, man. But you know, I think that you know, drama sells, right? It's like you know, you want to bring the opposition and you want to create the good guy and the villains, you know what I'm saying? Always, because it makes for good drama, you know what I mean? So I think that he brought the you know, that dude up there, man, and I don't know. It you know, I think that he brought the wrong one, you know what I'm saying? Like if he's gonna bring somebody up there, he needs to bring somebody with poise, man, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that can handle that type of pressure and handle that type of calling, you know what I'm saying? Like, little dude didn't know what he was talking about, you know what I mean? He went up there nervous, you could tell, you know what I'm saying? Body language says a lot about a person, you know what I'm saying? All I saw was uncertainty in his eyes, man, and the shit he was saying, and you know, the topics they were bringing up. Like, it was an attempt to stir shit and maybe have a lot of us after on IG like, oh, dude, but you know, like I've said it before, man, like we've defeated that side a long time ago, you know what I mean? So to us, they come this way because they need this way. You understand what I'm saying? It's like when you ain't popping, dog, in your city, like, you know, when it ain't moving in your city, you got to go where it is popping, you know what I mean? Because we don't leave LA, we don't leave Cali we don't leave the southern side of Cali when we have to make our moves, you know, like where we're from and what we do will always be the mecca of gangsterism and gangbanging, you know what I'm saying? Like the south side established this shit, and forever we will be the face of it, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool, man, you know? It's cool at the G Leagues when it comes to the major leagues, dog, but you know, they ain't got no Kobe over there, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got no LeBrons over there, you know what I mean? So that's why they come on our side to try and you know, try and garnish that respect, you know what I mean, and that admiration, you know, but it ain't never gonna happen, dog. I mean, that's an old story. It's a book that everybody's read, you know what I mean? And I mean, I don't get offended by it, you know what I mean? It's part of the game, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta bring somebody that can let their nuts hang, man, you know what I mean? And have something to say at least. So I don't know, it makes it interesting, you know what I mean?
Okay, I hear you, man. Also, Gold Toes.
Yeah.
They shot the music video down here.
Yeah, he shot the music video down here, man. It was a pretty, you know, it was a big deal, right? Like it seemed like it was a big deal. It seemed like it was a hidden message, but once again, dog, you know, like another goofball, you know, and it's unfortunate because he's a grown man, you know. He's older than me, you know what I'm saying? And you would think that that with that type of experience and longevity and the game that he's had, he would have worried more about, you know, bringing talent to the table and a product that's worth viewing, instead of, you know, trying to, I don't know, insult us or try to let his nuts hang where he can't, you know what I mean? It was like, it was a failed attempt, you know? Jenny 69 ain't nobody, you know what I mean? Like, she's just a overrated, glamorized slut, you know what I mean? If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, to come down here, man, and then, you know, like Baldacci got drug into it, you know what I'm saying? He did a cameo, you know, and I spoke to him about it. And he was like, look, bro, like it wasn't like that, you know what I mean? I wasn't invited. I pulled up. When I pulled up, I saw what was going on. So I felt like I should show face, you know what I mean? And let it be known that like one of us was present, you know what I mean? And unfortunately for him though, the homies ain't trying to hear that shit, you know? The homies want to see him slap the shit out of somebody, especially with such a menacing face and name behind himself. It's like, when you're the face of LA, what do you think, dog? You think about a monstrous gangbanger, you know what I mean? So his gentleman-like way of dealing with things didn't really resonate the way that he was hoping to, you know what I mean? And I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't hold it against him. You know, I get it. You know, he's a grown man, and he was trying to show maturity. You know what I'm saying? But streets ain't trying to see no maturity, man. The streets want to see the opposite of that. You know, especially when it's us against them. You know what I mean? They want to see, they want to see blood. You know what I mean? Run through the streets. You know, as they should. You know what I mean? That's just the name of the game. You know, Lakers and Celtics, baby. You know what I mean? It's got to go down. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
With all that going on, man, you know what I'm saying? It seems like it's been more of an issue as of recent. It kind of seems like it's becoming, you know what I'm saying, more and more time is going by. You know what I'm saying? It seems to be like, you know, something that we just, it seems like at least something I hear about. More and more and more, you know. Do you ever see a point where, you know what I'm saying, where it like won't be an issue, where, you know what I'm saying, dudes might go up north, or, you know what I'm saying, dudes from up north are going to come down here and it won't be such a thing?
Well, see, you got to understand, right? Like, for us down here in LA, you know, or not even LA, but Southern Cali, it's like, you know, like I said, it's the mecca of gangbanging, dog. So, like, we have more than enough enemies, right? So it's not one of the things where, like, we're in a isolated area where we have to look for enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're born into them. They're there. You know what I'm saying? It's like the light posts on the streets, you know? Like the street signs. We got enemies everywhere. So for the southern side, it's like, them dudes are like China to United States. You know what I mean? Like, everybody talks about them, and you know what I'm saying? They're growing in numbers, and you know what I mean? It's like, it's a myth to us, dog. Like, we don't have to face it. You know what I'm saying? For the majority of us, you know? I see the homies that are like on the borderline, like, yeah, they funk with the Northerners, but for us down here, it's like we're slaughtering each other. You know what I mean? But for them up there, it's like, for the most part, it's like they either have us in their backyard established, because our hoods are up there. You know what I mean? There is barrios that are all blue siders up there. You know what I'm saying? So for them, you know, their animosity towards us is like every day, when we don't even think about them dudes. Like down here, I mean, who gives a about a Northerner down here? Like, we don't got to worry about that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we don't face them. We don't run into them. So it's like I said, it's like, it's just a storyline that we hear about. You know what I mean? So when you're not living something or battling with something, you know what I mean? Like, it's a tall tale, you know? But for them, we are a reality, right? So for them, they need to talk about us. They need to make us a reality, because they have to face us. You know what I'm saying? So I think that for them, yeah, we're a real presence. But for us down here, it's kind of like, it's not really that serious to us down here, dog, unless we really have to deal with it. So yeah, they have a motive, you know. They have like, I see Burner, you know, putting a lot of money into, like, you know, trying to blow up that side, you know what I mean, and like merge with us, you know what I'm saying, down here, and have certain people collaborate with them on projects and business and shit, which I don't really see nothing wrong with, right? But I see the motive of it. And, you know, social media platforms and people that are into the media, of course they're going to exploit it, and they're going to make it more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like anything else, dog. It's politics. You know what I mean? So all we're doing is emulating what real politics do when it comes to president elections and all that shit. You know, they're creating the fear monger. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to the street shit, you know? So it makes for good storylines, dog. You know what I'm saying? And it makes for good content, and people, that's how people eat now. You know what I mean? It's like, gossip is how people eat now. Like, before, people ate off of real shit. You know what I mean? You couldn't move shit. You couldn't make shit happen unless you were real, and you had merit. You know what I mean? So now it's about the fairy tale. You know what I mean? Now it's about who can make the biggest storyline now. You know what I'm saying? Like down here, we talk about Richard Ramirez. Up there, they're still afraid of Michael Myers. So it's real life versus fiction, you know? Like, we're the boogeyman up there, dog. And down here, you know, they're nothing, fool. You know what I'm saying? It's Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. You know what I mean? They ain't shit, you know?
You mentioned being on tour.
Yeah.
What's going on with these tours, man? What are these tours like?
You know, it's the culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, for us as brown rappers, like, you know, it's the culture coming out and being proud to be able to identify with some on a big platform, you know? Like, I've never been on my own tour, you know what I'm saying? I haven't had the luxury to garnish my own tour yet, but, you know, I've been with King on his tours, and, you know, I've done I've joined prayers on some shows on his tour, and it's the culture being proud to have real artists out now, dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's always gonna trump like the hype on IG and all that shit. You know what I mean? It's like when you see artists doing tours, that's when you know they're on. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know like they're making real bread. Like right now, a lot of people are promoting false bags, man, and a false reality. Like dudes are just popping, you know what I'm saying? And rappers come out, dog, and they're popping overnight. And it's like, it's not realistic, homie, unless you're seeing that tour money, you know? And those that upfront deposit, you know what I'm saying? Like right now it's like it's real easy for smoke and mirrors on IG, dog, but at the end of the day, it comes down to hard ticket sales, you know? Can you sell out a venue? Can you bring out 300-400 people out? Like I did my own show, I think in man, I want to say it was like November. You know what I mean? We had 400 people come out, hard ticket sales, you know what I'm saying? So I think that you know, that's something that people overlook, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, once again, it's content, right? Like, you know what I mean? You make it seem like you popping and the comments come in, the likes come in, and people from all these like rural towns that don't really know the truth or can't really see it for themselves, they feed into it because they want us to be popping. You know what I mean? They really do. They do want more brown faces, which is great. You know what I'm saying? But they're not really supporting like they should. You know, people want free music, dog. People just want to stream your shit. They don't want to download it and buy it. You know what I mean? People don't want to really support you by buying merch. They're still looking at Gucci and Louis Vuitton, you know, to identify with, when your own artists and your own people have their own product and their own merch out here to do. But once again, we're trapped with false realities, you know. Everybody want to be a baller, you know what I'm saying? But
What is the merch game like now?
The merch game is dry, homie. For myself, when you're on tour,
yeah,
it's great because it's an experience, right? Like you get to buy it from the actual artist and it becomes memorabilia to you, you know? It's a part of something that you lived physically and something that you enjoyed. So it's a badge of honor for our supporters, you know what I'm saying? But as far as myself, like just in general, the merch game has been slow, man. The economy's hurting everything. You know what I mean? Before people had money to blow on a hoodie, you know what I'm saying? And a t-shirt. Now it's like gas prices and groceries are kicking your ass, you know? So that little extra money you had, it's hard to come by, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, now people are down to the bare necessities, and I get it. You know, I understand. Like, you know, I sympathize because I'm still living it still myself, you know?
Yeah, the game has definitely changed. You know, yeah, people don't have the money, man, for the merch. It's rough. It's really
rough.
hard being a rapper right now.
Oh, it's hard as a man.
I don't see a lot of rappers really, you know, there's a couple, you know what I'm saying, Lefty Gunplay, you know, a couple dudes that are, you know what I'm saying, making noise. But I remember like 3-4 years ago, it was like, felt like every month somebody new was coming up.
Well, that's the exciting part, right? The exciting part is to see the young homies come up, you know, and garnish attention, right? And at least get that opportunity to plant their seed, you know. Like you see guys like Lefty, you see guys like Chito Ranas, you see guys like Rowdy Rax, you know. Who else, man? YBE. There's a lot of them, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of homies that are doing their thing, right? And it's good, man. Like, I mean, we got to support these guys, you know? Whether we agree with their personality or whether we agree with their way of life, as long as they're carrying, you know, as long as they're keeping the morals that we believe in, you know what I mean? Intact and trying to like make something happen, then we got to support them, man. Like we got to stop being petty, dog, because you know, our culture is a victim of the past. You know what I mean? We love to preserve the culture, and we're comfortable with what we know. We don't really want to do too much new. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still happy with the way it's been, right? But you gotta understand, like now with this new day and age, dog, like change is coming so fast. We can't even call it change no more. I think you just gotta call it motion, because it just never stops, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like before, you saw the change maybe every decade. Now you're seeing it every 10 months, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like the style. Well, our style's back. I don't know.
That's crazy, right?
It. Well, I saw it
Baggy
coming.
Pants?
I saw it coming, dog. I saw it coming, and I've said it on platforms before. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, dog. Like there's still a sense of pride in it. You know what I mean? Like there's still a sense of masculinity in it. You know what I mean? And to the youth, it's romantic. You know, to the youth, it's romantic to still listen to oldies. You know what I mean? It's romantic to cruise down Whittier Boulevard in a lowrider, right? Like it's very captivating. You know what I mean? It's more than just. It's a soundtrack with a movie to them, right? and they're able to play characters by dressing and wearing those costumes, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of little motherfuckers are dressed like cholos and they ain't. But then again, the streets are booming again with cholos, you know what I'm saying? Like the little homies, they got the Edgar haircuts, but everything else is just the way we dressed when we were kids, and they're shooting shit up. They're shooting shit up. Their only task is to keep their identity hidden, because now there's just cameras everywhere, dog. So like I tell my little homies, like, you're ninjas, homie, from now on. You know what I mean? You ain't the face of nothing. You gotta hide your face now, you know what I mean? Because it's too easy to identify you now, you know what I mean? Like in a lineup, you're picked too easy now, you know? But yeah, dog, I think that I don't know, I think it's dope. I mean, I love it. You know what I mean? Because the skinny jeans shit irked the out of me. Like, I couldn't stand that shit, dog. Like, that skinny jean era to me was like, you know what I mean? It was too feminine, homie, you know? And I don't know, I guess I'm just stuck in my ways, you know? Like, I like to see the little homies put their chest out. I like to see the men put their chest out, and the OGs, you know? Enjoy the pride of what they did in the past, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never seen the skinny jeans coming. Like, I didn't.
Me neither.
That shit just like.
Me
'Cause,
neither, dog. I was doing
if
my
you wore
10 years when
skinny
that shit
jeans
kicked in.
when in the
Yeah.
90s, it was. I don't want to
Well,
say.
snatch them
you know
off
what
you,
I'm
dog. You
saying?
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Motherfuckers leave you in the block in boxers, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. But you know, that's how it's moving now, though. You know what I'm saying? Like the change is so fast, man. So, I mean, for the kids, man, I think it's hard, you know? Like, for the kids, I think it's hard for them to find an identity with so much change, you know? And so much outside influence, you know what I mean? So, like us, like, you know, the elders are in the hood, man, we got to try and keep them grounded, you know? We can't turn our back on these kids no more, like, like, little guy, you guys are annoying. Nah, man. We got to embrace them now more than ever. Because if we don't, we're going to lose our culture, you know what I mean? Like, you see little homies, but you see the youth identifying more, saying, oh, they're real N-word, you know what I mean? And no, you're not, bro. Like, what are you talking about, dog? That's how unrealistic their reality is right now, you know what I mean? Like, they're dead set on that shit, you know what I mean? And you know, they're trying to participate in a culture that's never gonna accept them, and they shouldn't accept them, right? Because that's exploiting their inheritance from their elders and their ancestors, you know what I mean? And it's something that should be held dear to their heart. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I get offended when a weirdo calls himself an essay. You know what I'm saying?
Your views on Mexicans using the N-word. Because I remember when we were young, you know what I'm saying? It was like, you know, you didn't really see like only Crips with Crip Walk. You know, things were like more grounded towards their culture.
Yeah.
But as we get older, things kind of, you know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of started mixing cultures more.
Yeah, what's the influence, you know, the music, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're so in love with hip hop, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I've said it before, I think that, you know, just hip hop in itself is like a religion or its own race, you know? Like, if you're a fan of hip hop, you're just a different type of individual, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I can understand it now. Well, it's not that I can understand it, because I'll never understand it, but I'm open to it now more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not so hard on the homies, because it's one of the things that, like, I think that the more that I hate on it, the more that people will try and do it. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it's at a point where I'm just like, all right, you know, that's your choice. That's your choice. You know what I'm saying? But I won't participate in it. You know what I mean? Like, I know better, you know? But it's a sign. When people are doing that, I think it's a sign of their lack of immaturity. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you're a grown man, dog, like, you stand on your 10 toes, dog, and you're proud of it, you know? You're protective of who you are and your identity, you know what I'm saying? And to try and live in somebody else's identity is childish, you know? It's your imagination. You know, you're in an imaginary world. It's like when we were in that backyard pretending we were Spider-Man or Superman, you know what I'm saying? It's a false reality, but people are just so unrealistic these days, and people are just so influenced by outside presence than their own, you know? Like, people would rather look out for influence than within themselves, what's protected them and what's made them who they are, you know what I mean? But like I said, man, I'm not so hard on the homies for, you know, doing that. I get it, man. It's street shit, you know? And it's fun. I get it, you know what I mean? Like, it's fun. Like, you see it in the movies, you hear it in the music, and it's funny. It's fun, and it's become a word of endearment to a lot of dudes, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, though, like we were saying, the cholo shit's back. So I'm starting to hear a lot of people less say it less. You know what I mean? Like it's not so loud as it was 5 years ago. You know what I mean? To me, at least, you know. And I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm around a lot of people, and I just hear it less and less. And to me, it was a trend, you know, that will eventually die out, just like every other trend. You know what I mean?
Okay, I hear that. Well, what's your favorite tour story being out there?
Favorite tour story being
King Little
out
G,
there?
you got any stories? I don't know if it's as wild as the High Power days.
It's more it's more elegant, dog. You know, like I went to the Hard Rock Cafe with King Lil G, and I could tell you a story about that shit. So I went to the Hard Rock Cafe in Vegas to do a show with King Lil G, right? And unbeknownst to me in the crowd, there was private investigators watching me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Which I received the transcripts for after into investigation into some type of case, you know? But I didn't know though, dog. But long story short, I go and to me it was a big show, you know. It's on the Hollywood Strip. It's at the legendary Hard Rock Cafe. So I take a gang of my Pintero homies that just came home from doing life, you know, like you gotta understand, like a proposition just kicked out a gang of fools. Like if you did a murder but you weren't the actual shooter and you were just a driver or something, now they've given you a date. So I have a lot of my homies that never ratted, that kept it solid, that did over a decade, you know what I mean, held integrity and honored our code, that got out. You know what I'm saying? So when the homies were out, I was like, let's go, man. And it was King Lil G's birthday. So King had rented out the whole top floor, the penthouse floor of the Cosmopolitan in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So we did the show, and there was an after party, and King had a bomb. You know, the dude does it big, man. Like King does it the way you would expect him to do it if he's popping. You know what I mean? No smoke and mirrors, like facts. You know, the man moves a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't paying for models to hang around him. You know what I'm saying? Them bitches would most likely pay him. You know what I'm saying? So the dude has, you know, beautiful women around, a real banda there. You know what I'm saying? And we're turning up, dog. And like I said, like I just brought my homies that have been down a long time, man. And these dudes, you know, they want to party in Vegas, dog. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy because we're turning up and doing our thing, man. And I start looking for my homies that just got out, and these are trying to keep up with the youngins with the new drugs. You know what I'm saying? so I'm looking for one of my homies in particular, which I won't say his name, dog. And I find him on the couch, pale with purple lips, dog. Damn near ODing, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So yeah, dog. So, and then, you know, like this is one of my first shows doing it with King, dog. So I don't want to leave a bad impression. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like taking bags of pills from these, flushing them and slapping them back, dog, to wake up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm trying to hide this shit because I don't want the homie, you know, to think me and my homies are loose and shit. But at the end of the day, like, it's hard to revive a that's damn near ODing, you know? But luckily the homie woke up, you know what I mean? And we took him back to the room, left his ass there, and you know, we went to the Cosmopolitan with King and turned up, man. And it was dope, man, to see the game elevating. Cause like you said, you know, we thought we were doing it big back in the days when we were partying in Motel 6s, and, you know, we'd have 6 rooms on the same floor. We thought we were doing it big. But now, like, renting out penthouse suites at the Cosmo is pretty, how should I say it, man? It's motivating, you know what I'm saying? It's next level shit, dog. So it's good for an individual like myself that started off young in 05, went away for 10 years in prison, to come back and see how the seeds that we planted have evolved, you know? It's definitely like, it's great, dog. It's inspirational, you know what I'm saying? And it feels good, you know? Like I think that everybody's a small piece in a brick wall, you know what I'm saying? And even now, like you said, we see the lefties, we see the rowdies, we see the chitorranas and all these guys. And I remember when I came home from prison this time, I was being frowned upon for doing features with Joe Moses because he's a Blood, and G Perico because he's a Crip.
Oh.
And you would see it in my comments. I'm sure if you go in the comments still now, they're still there. You know what I'm saying? But now it's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you pay a price for being the first to do something, you know? Or maybe not the first, because I'm sure homies did it before. But for myself, I'm a Sureño, you know? So it, like, I'm held to different expectations, you know what I'm saying? And people, you know, they're going to be harder on me, you know what I'm saying? Because I put my chest out, but I take pride in all that shit. Like, I want to make good music at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? This is a music game, you know? The streets are the streets, and this artistry is something else, you know what I mean? And we want to provide the best product that we can, right? To uplift the culture and move it forward. And nowadays, look at the homies are doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope, you know what I mean? To me, you know what I'm saying? I think it's great. And I'm proud of these fools where they're at, you know?
A lot of dudes are coming up. Not as many as, you know what I'm saying, I'd like to see, or, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's definitely moving, man.
Yeah,
And a
man.
lot of talent.
A
Talent
lot of talent.
too.
There's talent
A lot
that,
of
you know
talent.
what? And there's talent that's not hyped on IG that's still blowing up.
Yeah.
There's artists that you don't even know, bro, that they are selling out tours, dog, and they're not on the cloud chasing, they're not on negative shit. And they're, you know, like, I think that when people come to LA, dog, it's a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for them we're a different world, homie. You know, like we're still doing oldie shows, dog, selling out. Like, there's people pulling up by the masses. You see the Night of the Blaxicans, they're still doing their shit, like scamming jams, you know, the oldie shows and all that shit. Like, and now, you know, the homies are doing their own shows. Like, I get booked for like the Love for the Streets, lowrider takeovers and shit like that. Like, you know how we used to have the dub shows? The dub shows died out, man. It's a shame. I used to love them shits. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dub, because they booked me a few times, you know. And you see a lot of independent, like Bobby D. Look at that guy, Bobby D. Who doesn't he bring out? You know what I'm saying? And it's all because of LA. Like the nights of what that shit called? The LBC. What is it? Nights in the LBC and all that shit. Like, those are all shows that are independent, dog. And it's because of the culture that's existing here in LA, you know what I mean? Or not necessarily LA, but Southern California, you know? I don't see them fools from the other side doing festivals like that, you know what I mean? And keeping the culture alive over there, because, you know, they're submissive to another culture. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have the rich culture that we have, and that's why there's a lot of animosity. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that we look down on them for that. You know what I mean? Like, down here, like, you know, it's not to put down anybody's culture or nothing, but we are the dominant, dog. We dominate the streets, dog. You know what I'm saying? Not only by numbers, but by our hard work and our ambition. You know what I'm saying? And it shows on every street corner, fool. Like, it's our people out there vending. You know, you're gonna tell me that's not part of the culture? It is. Every single brown face you see out there doing something, smiling, providing a service, is a part of the culture. You know what I mean? Like, look at how many brown faces No Jumper had on there at the end. You know, look at Power 106 now. Like, we've always had that, don't get me wrong, right? We had the Baker Boys, you know, we had Ernie G and Proper Dose when they had their own shows on Power 106. And now they got the Brown Bag, you know what I mean? And we got guys like Dunos and shit doing their thing coming up, and you know, Concrete with the comedy. But I saw it from the beginning when I come home grow. You know what I'm saying? So for me to see it now, it's like, it's great, dog. Regardless, like, I've played a part in it, and I think that it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that it's dope, and it's something to that we can boast and brag about. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're not seeing millions, you know, yet, but you're gonna tell me we're not gonna see them? Like, you can't say we're not heading in that direction. You know? I've seen bags that I never saw before in Chicano rap. You know what I mean? And I was signed to Universal. You got to think, you know? And I was signed to High Power when it was popping. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing bags now independently that I never seen with them. You know, I would never. Come on, you think Capone was gonna buy me one of these? Was taking us to Applebee's. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, you know. So, but it's dope, right? It's dope. It's dope to see the evolution of this shit. You know.
So the bags are good now.
The bags are good, but you just gotta know how to chase them. You know. You gotta educate yourself on the music, dog. You gotta, and then you gotta put yourself around people that can educate you. Like right now, are kicking it with dudes just because they look good on IG. But they don't know nothing about admin, you know? Like, King Lil G was the one that put me up on this shit, and Prayers was the one that was like, you got to get your administration right. Like, there's 4 or 5 different ways to get a bag out this music. And you know, they held me out, and sure enough, to my surprise, like, we're buying foreign cash now, you know what I mean? We're buying, you know what I mean, custom-made jewelry, you know what I'm saying? And we're showing our kids how to make moves that make money legitimately, you know what I'm saying? Without having to, you know, sacrifice integrity, at least for myself, you know? Like, I don't like to be nobody's dummy, you know what I mean, to get a bag, you know?
Do you feel like the homies don't help other homies out get bags as much as they could?
No, I think that now they help each other more than ever.
Okay.
Than before. Like, before it was, you know, tribalism still, even in the music game. You know what I'm saying? But I think that now, I think that now that people are coming together, even if it's in their own little circles, they're still coming together. You know what I mean? And we're not hating each other to the point where we're roadblocking dudes. Like back in the days, I'm sure you know, like dudes were roadblocking each other, dog, and they were holding connections and holding plugs. You know what I'm saying? Like me for myself, dog. I reach down to the youngins.
I can say,
you know?
bro, dog, there was several times, bro, where somebody wanted to take me to a radio station and put me on the radio and introduce me to people, and somebody else stopped it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Shit, come on, man. Like, man, trust me, dog. Like, I get blackballed from a lot of shows because I bullied a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to see dudes of my age pull up to shows with real dudes from my age with them. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like they want to see us in the movies, dog. And they want to see us like in pictures. They don't want you in the green room, dog. With motherfuckers that just did over a decade, fool, whacked a few fools on the yard. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the homies want to talk that Southside shit, but don't really want to pull up with the Southside. You know what I'm saying? It's so that's why, like, you know, we gotta support the ones that do. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came home, I dissed a gang of that were false flagging, fools that were, you know what I mean, portraying to be the Southside but weren't. You know what I mean? So now that I see these guys that really are, like I said, all the homies that I mentioned before, like these dudes are real gangbangers, dog. And I know they're homeboys. And I've done time with their homies and their older homies. So I'm you know what I mean? I'm more than happy to you know, claim them, you know what I'm saying? And give them my support, whether they need it or not, right? Like whether they need it or not, or whether they reach back, it doesn't matter, dog. It doesn't matter. Like you can't just support people because they with you. You know what I mean? You got to support people because you truly care about what they represent and what you represent. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, dog. I'd rather be a bench player than be in the stands, than be a spectator hating. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be, you know, embracing the homies than be secretively hating. You know what I mean? Because they blew up fast. Like you gotta understand, homie. Like everybody has their own form of success. You know. To me, like I have a solid woman at home. I got my children. I still got my squad intact. You know what I mean? My homies that are around me. I don't even gotta question will they shoot. I don't gotta question will they keep their mouth shut. I don't gotta question do they love me or respect me. I don't even gotta question when I go into foreign land do they love me and respect me. Because where the internet hates me, I could give a. The block loves the out of me, dog. The streets love me. Any hood I go to, it's love. So. You know, it's on perspective. Like, what do you hold dear to your heart? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man, fool. I want respect. You know what I mean? I'd rather take respect over riches because I know with respect, I'll always be all right. Whether I'm down on my last soup, out of respect, the next man will give me a couple or help me how to get a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you get rich and you're in an island. You could have all the money in the world, but ain't nobody with you. So how do you enjoy that money? You know what I mean? Yeah, you buy all kinds of bullshit you can stare at and play with, but the love isn't there. There ain't no real love, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's on you. It's on your perspective, you know?
Yeah, I hear that, man, for sure. But that's good to hear. A lot of more people supporting, and you know what I'm saying?
It is. Definitely is.
You know, because I know it wasn't always like that.
Nah, hell nah, dog. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's a good thing, man. And you know, there's still hate here and there, but that's the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? That's the nature of the beast. But for the most part, it is love, dog. You know, it's unity to demonstrate now. You know what I'm saying?
You know, one thing I've always noticed with you, man. You know, you always go at the media pretty hard, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I have to.
Fools community.
Yeah,
man.
I have to.
You know what's going on with Fools community?
Fools community, like this, they're on Rich. The guy that I think he's the co-owner or he is the owner. There's two brothers in there, Rich homie Juan, I believe he goes by. You know, he's one of them guys that behind closed doors hates. You know, he's one of them guys that doesn't like guys like me. He's one of them guys that don't like guys with merit. You know, he's one of them guys that doesn't like guys that stand on shit because they live off the drama. You gotta understand, they're parasites, dog. You know what I'm saying? So they wanna see open wounds and they wanna eat off of them. You know what I'm saying? And to me, like the open wounds that we grew up is the you know, the killings and the poverty in our communities. You know what I'm saying? The drugs. So you know, I heard, you know what I mean, through reliable sources. You know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody, dog. You gotta understand, like people. I mean, like I said, the respect. You know, it comes from a lot of different places. So, you know, I have a lot of history with Icon. I mean, at least in the music game, you know, I've always supported the guy. I've always, you know, had an open door policy with him. So, you know, I'm one of them guys that it's like, dog, if I'm with you, right, and we just met, because they just met, you know what I mean? So if I'm with you and we just met and you're beefing one of my boys, I'm going to go out of my way to settle this shit, dog. I'm going to be like, hey, dog, I can't really with you completely until you and the homie squash this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I move. You know what I mean? I don't expect Icon to move the way I move because he hasn't lived the life I've lived, right? And it's evident, right? Like the homie, he is who he is. You know what I mean? It's not talking down on him, right? So I'm one of them guys, though, like if you're talking behind me closed doors and you're talking about blackballing me and all this and this and that, then I'm going to let you know I heard it. I'm going to let you know that I know. You know what I'm saying? So that you know that when we see each other, if we see each other, which I doubt, you know what I'm saying? You know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't expect love. You know what I mean? Don't expect any friendly treaties because I'm not that type of guy. So, you know, since then, me and I kind of have talked and I've expressed what I just told you. But yeah, you know, that other dude, you know, him and there was another couple guys in the media that, you know, try to speak down on me, like Bozo, some dude from up north, you know, I think he's the Dalai Lama. He's gonna come down here to Southern Cali and create peace around, you know what I mean, with the squad and them dudes. And it's like, dog, you're a goofy ass motherfucker to begin with. You have no merit. You have no presence, dog. Like, you know, you know, you have your own agenda to feed your own ego. Like I've always said, homie, it's like if a dude from up there ever really wants to show me his hand and what he really stands on, we're not gonna do it with music and exploit the culture. Like, come down here with 100 turkeys, dog, and let's pass them out of my charity. You know what I mean? Like show me who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Like all that goofy shit that these do and call it like trying to create peace and unite the raza. Like, you ain't trying to unite shit. What you're trying to do is magnify who you are by using other people's and exploiting other people. You know what I mean? And I just see through that shit, dog. I see through that shit with Gold Toes. I see through that shit with that long hair dude, Bozo, whatever he calls himself, with that guy, Rich Homie Juan, whatever, the food community. Like, you know, I don't support those platforms because they're goofy, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I have the ability to voice that, right? So that the little homies and the youth, or even men my age, take a second to look at what they're supporting, right? And take a second to see what I see, you know what I mean? It takes an experienced eye sometimes to see through the bullshit, you know? And I happen to have that eye because I've been around a long time, you know what I mean? And I've been through a lot of different aspects of this game, whether it's the streets or whether it's entertainment, you know what I mean? So yeah, I talk my shit because I can. Like, who the fuck's gonna tell me anything? Who the fuck's gonna make a call and have somebody, you know, nothing, dog. You can't tell me shit. You know what I mean? So I do, you know what I mean? And I'm proud of that. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of being honest. I'm very proud of being able to see these things and call them for what they are. So, you know, it still stands. I'm not, you know, those are things that I'll never support, you know? And that's just how it is. And I think it's important, right? I mean, you got to hold people accountable or else it's just a free game, you know?
That's crazy to hear that he was. Yeah, you said he was trying to block you.
Yeah, this is what, look, dog,
Crazy.
it wasn't that he could block me because he doesn't have the ability to, right?
Yeah.
But he was behind closed doors saying like, oh, Bozo will never be on this platform. He ain't welcome. He's a, you know what I mean? He's an enemy of this platform. And it's like, oh, really? Like, when you gonna tell me, dog? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you gonna, you know what I mean? Like, who are you, homie? Like, who the fuck you think you are? Like, what exactly is an IG platform, dog? You know what I mean? It's something that exists on an app that can go away any day. See, I'm a Southsider Sureño. I'm from Pico Nuevo. I'm immortalized through this shit, dog. I am a real being, fool. Like, I exist because of, you know what I mean, real things, right? So it's like, so when someone fictional tries to tell something real, you know what I mean, what they are and who they are and where they're accepted or where they're not, it's like, man, I'll pee on you, dog. What the fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And that still stands. You know what I mean? It is what it is, you know?
Probably one of the biggest things that came out about you.
Yes, sir.
This interview, man, is this AI audio, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, with really disturbing sounds, man. You know,
yeah. Hell yeah.
You know, I don't know, you and G-Face.
Yeah.
Been going at it. I don't know if he released it, but he kind of came out and stamped it, and then he kind of took it back a little bit.
Oh yeah, he has to take it back.
You know
what I mean? You got to take it back. You know what I mean? I get it, dude. Like, dudes, you know, dudes start feeling themselves, right? Behind that camera, right? and they get caught up in the moment, bro. It's one of the things that, like, you know, the camera's intoxicated to somebody that's never really been admired. When you never been admired, you never been respected, that camera is hypnotizing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like I said before, right? I'm a person of merit, right? And I have reach, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, with that individual, dog, like I saw him playing the field, man, and claiming the Southside shit and claiming to be a hitter from our side. When I know the complete opposite, you know, I know he's a documented snitch and a documented informant. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I made this up. It's not that I decided to pick on the man. It's like, bro, you stepped into the field, my boy. You stepped into the battlefield, and now, you know, there is gatekeepers to certain things, right? And when it comes to respect and merit, right? There has to be certain gatekeepers when it comes to that. We can't just give away merit and respect. You know what I'm saying? So you know, me being who I am, you know what I'm saying? You know, at the beginning, like, you know, I try to manipulate the situation, you know what I mean? And take advantage of his eagerness to be accepted. So, you know, I did reach out to the guy to pull it to my last show, which I did a Mr. Blue Rag album release show in the city of El Monte, right? So, you know, I openly invited the man to come because I wanted to laugh about it after, dog. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to prove a point, you know what I mean? To him, not to the media, not to anybody else, but between me and him, I wanted him to know, like, dog, I'm calling bluff on all that shit you saying. I'm calling bullshit on all that shit you saying. Like, all that shit you preaching, all that dry snitching you doing on there and all that self-telling. Like, the man even on camera, dog, threatened to drop $40,000 on my head. Now, who else? Come on, bro. Like, tell me, who else does that type of shit but somebody that will openly tell on other people and even himself? You know what I mean? So you know, so yeah, dog, like I dropped a diss track, you know what I mean? Grinch mode, you know what I mean? Putting a lot of individuals on blast, you know what I mean? Which is, you know, all dropouts, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's on that song is a dropout, has nothing to do with what I represent. They are frowned upon, they are not accepted. And, you know, they made their own bed, right? But to me, they were on camera pretending to be this, and you know what I'm saying? My squad of what I believe in, right? And I just got tired of it, dog. So through music, I dropped the track A, and this dude's response was to leak a fake audio of me supposedly talking to him. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of the things where, like, you know, when you're the true dog and you know the truth, you don't even got to defend yourself. I didn't defend myself. I let the streets defend me. I knew they would. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple, right? Like when you're loved and you're respected, like, you don't even got to say a word. I sat back in my pad with my family and just laughed at the shit because I already knew he was setting himself and exposing himself further. You know what I mean? Like, how do lies work, bro? Like, one lie,
lies go further than the truth.
It's one lie then another. One lie then another. When you try to keep a lie alive, you compound it with more lies. But eventually, dog, you know what I mean? Just like Jenga, that tower is going to fall, homie. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to pull one piece of your lie and bring out the whole truth on you, homie. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? He failed to realize who he was dealing with, dog. He underestimated the love that people have for me because he sees the media or the internet, how they talk about me, you know what I'm saying? But he failed to realize the love that I really have on the streets, dog, and the people that I've touched and the people that I've created bonds with, you know what I mean? So he backpedaled. And he's admitted it on No Jumper more than once and twice that it was fake, you know what I'm saying? And he took down the video, you know what I'm saying? And since then, he's moved from where he lives, you know what I mean? Where he was living at before. Like, he's relocated his residency. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and now, you know, he's been on No Jumper with nothing but other races, not ours, none of the homies, right? But now that other race is also getting hip to his bullshit. Like, I just seen Wack basically clowning him on his face the other day, telling him, "You're Yuri, right? Yuri is the name that's on his paperwork." You know what I'm saying? So, like, now, you know, he's exposed himself to furthermore content creators that, you know, that now they have, you know, almost the same motive as me. You know what I mean? He's an enemy to them too. And he's trying to infiltrate their circle too, which they won't allow. So now, you know, Wack 100 is talking about reading his paperwork openly on No Jumper with him there present. which we all know is not gonna happen. If you see that whole interview, dog, dude is shaking like a squirrel, my boy. Dude is shaking like a squirrel, trying to call anybody and everybody to hide his shit, lying on camera because, like I said, dog, it's hard to keep up with lies, bro. It's the hardest thing you could possibly try to do ever, you know what I'm saying? So, that happened and we got through that, dog, and once again, I'm victorious, man. You know what I mean? And that's how it's always gonna be, because I ain't gonna, death before dishonor, man, that's real shit. You know what I mean? To me, I'd rather die once as a man than die 1,000 times as a bitch. And that's what's happening to that man live on our camera. So to the youngsters out there that want to see the repercussions of being a coward, it's being televised for you, man. It's being documented for you. You know what I mean? Like all them chains and all them diamonds, all them exotic whips and all them bags he shows off. Come on, homie. You know what I mean? Like who you trying to buy, dog? You know what I mean? You can't buy love. You can't purchase respect. That shit ain't up for sale. Honor doesn't have a price on it, homie. And I'm glad that our side can still show that and demonstrate that. You know what I'm saying? So, since then, man, it's been very fulfilling, man. And it's been very gratifying to see the collapse of a documented rat fall apart before my eyes, and knowing that I engaged it. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I started it. You know what I mean? I'm that lion, man. I left the kill, and now the hyenas are picking at it. You know what I'm saying? But I still got a full stomach, man. I still got my pride. You feel me? And that's the way it should be, right?
There you, yeah. This recording was, I mean, that's some pretty,
Bro. It's some cold shit.
It's a, I don't know. I mean, it's like an extremely like low blow to go after. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it is. It's disgusting, like right? But that's how you gotta understand, man. When it comes to people with no integrity and no morals, dog, like it's not hard to fish them out. Like a catfish, right? Catfish is a bottom feeder. It feeds off of shit, right? It's not hard to find them and fish them out. You throw something that's not shit, they run to it. But try and catch a marlin, fool. You know what I'm saying? It's different, dog. You got to go out there deep. You know what I mean? You got to go out to the deep blue sea, man, and come with some real bait, real fishing poles. You know what I mean? You got to strap down and find that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Well, with bottom feeders, it's easy, man. All you got to do is throw a bait, man. They bite like a man, because there's nothing worse than a bruised ego, man. And that's what I'm trying to show. That's what I'm trying to demonstrate with this shit. It's not even about me. It's just a lesson, It's a lesson to show men that they have to protect their honor and their respect, dog. Because a man without no honor and no respect, dog, is a miserable, sad human being, bro. You know what I mean? And it's a sad world to live in, dog. And sacrificing for love, respect, and honor is worth it, homie. It pays off at the end, dog. Like, I will never regret doing the 10 years I did, dog. Or even the 5 years before that. Or even the 3 years before that. Or even the 2 years before that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was telling my sister today, my older sister that, she raised me, you know what I mean? And she's seen me through my struggles, and I hurt her a lot with my losses and my actions, right? But I was having a conversation with my sister, and I told her, like, man, on some real shit, baby, like, if I didn't do all this time and live this life that I lived, right, like, I wouldn't have what I have right now. I have a beautiful family at home, dog. Like, I got married Cinco de Mayo last year. And I just had a baby boy, you know what I mean? And
congratulations.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Right? You feel me? So like, like to me, and I have a good name out here, dog, and I have a career, you know what I mean? And I have more than music. Like, my life is deeper than just music, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, the sacrifice was worth it, because I had to hold myself accountable, and holding yourself accountable, is part of the loss, but that loss is part of the lesson. You skip the lesson when you try to cheat or take shortcuts, you know what I'm saying? And as a man, I think that men only, there's a few things that that will only teach a man how to be a man, right? It's humiliation, exhaustion, and heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? And without those things, you won't ever be a complete man. You know what I mean? Because a man's ego is so hungry and so big, dog. Like, it'll make you delusional, You'll start believing that you're something that you're not. You know what I mean? Like, think about all the emperors in our history that thought they were gods. Look at their demise and how they fell. Like, their own people turned on them and destroyed them. You feel what I'm saying? So, it's the nature of the beast, man. I think that it's something that needs to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? I think it's something that needs to be embedded in the youth and even, people of my age. I think, honor is a dying art form, dog. Like, people are forgetting about it and how important it is, Like, at the very least, dog, think about it. You earn the respect of your family. everybody else, right? If you're solid and you stand on integrity, like at the very least that will happen, the very worst is your family will love you, respect you, and cherish you. And who the don't want that, baby? I mean, right? I mean, that's all I want. You know, at the end of the day, like I love it, man. I live for that, you know? So yeah, man. So I think it's important to, you know, speak on that, man, and make that a part of our conversations.
What do you think about Diddy?
Oh shit, right? So Diddy, I think we all seen it coming, no? I mean, I mean, you'd have to be a goddamn fool, but what this is doing is a beautiful thing, man. Because we're talking about compounding lies, right? Like you're seeing people come to his defense. Certain people, right, that live certain lifestyle. So there's something to be said about wealth, man. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how much wealth you accumulate, you're never satisfied. You know, it's a never-ending appetite that you create with the glorification of wealth. You know what I'm saying? And Diddy, like, come on, homie, what accolade hasn't he done? What impact did he have on his culture? How many men of his culture did he not make rich? You know what I mean? Like, you would think that a man would just that a man would be happy with that, man. Like, you don't see Quincy Jones going through this type of shit. You don't see Dr. Dre going through this type of shit. Yeah, you heard of him going through a divorce and a nervous breakdown because the man probably loved the woman that was betraying him or whatever, right? But look at this dummy. You know, making slaves out of women, which we seen it, right? With that artist that he had, what was her name?
Cassie.
Cassie. Come on, dog. Like, she was a big thing to come, and he just, you know what I mean? He just trapped her to herself. And even in the show, when he had that show that he had, Making the Band, you know what I mean? Like, how many of those girls that he was supposed to, like, turn to stars that he just ended up using, you know what I'm saying? And how many men has he dated? Like, The Game even says it himself. I was with Diddy for 2 years. What the fuck were you doing with Diddy for 2 years, my boy? I mean, you know, so to me, it's like an eye opener, man. And it's a, you know, it's a can of worms, dog. You know what I'm saying? But is he guilty of everything they're accusing him of? I don't know. You know, I can't say that. But I think that there is a lot of truth to all that shit, you know? And it's not about like targeting a black man that's a billionaire to take him down. Nah, man. It's about what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, you know, at some point you gotta understand, people don't want to see you win no more, bro. It just happens. It's the nature of the beast. You can only win for so long, dog. And at some point, people get tired of seeing people win. And he didn't know when that was coming. You know what I mean? He could have kept his little pervert world to himself if he was humble about it. But you know what I mean? But he kept, you know, doing this little dance and you know what I'm saying? Trying to, you know, getting these, you know what I mean? Being with these young girls that are coming up stars and not wanting to take a back seat. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like, he was asking for it, and now, like, we're gonna see the pieces fall. Like, I seen Floyd Mayweather defending him, you know, and I seen Slim Thug recently on social media, you know. Slim Thug kind of surprised me, you know what I mean? But I get it. He's wealthy as you know, and Floyd Mayweather, he's wealthy as They don't live in our world, dog. You gotta understand. They've monetized everything, even human beings. Look at Adam 22, monetized his wife. So you gotta understand, dog, like you gotta understand the power of greed, you know? It's a bottomless pit. So you know what I mean? I think that there's more riches in coming up and helping other people instead of just trying to eat and trying to be a glutton and eat it all to yourself. Eventually you're gonna explode, dog, and that's what's happening with this guy. You know what I mean? But it's long overdue, dog. In the music game, I've always heard about that guy. I always heard about his all-white parties, you know?
Oh, even before.
Remember? Even before. The all-white parties and the after party was the one. You know? The white party was the one with celebrities for media and pictures, but the after party was the one you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, come on, man. Like, this ain't the Roman Empire, dog. This ain't Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I mean? Like, now we got social media platforms and people that are dying to eat off of this shit. And that's what's happening. And I'm enjoying it. This is one show that I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? Because I do believe that he had something to do, whether intentional or unintentional, but his life and his choices did cause the death of two of the biggest stars that we ever had. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, hey, you got to pay the piper eventually. Like, every well runs dry, you know?
I mean, it sounds like he's been getting away with this stuff for decades. Like, it's kind of crazy that, you know what I'm saying? You can't imagine, like, an average person doing this for decades. Like, only somebody that's really rich and
But it's the
powerful.
power. It's the look, dog. If you
know?
control the media, you control everything. He has his own channel, Revolt Channel. He was a big investor on BET. Like he had that power. You know what I'm saying? You've seen how they use the media against Trump. And they're still doing it now. You feel what I'm saying? So there's something to be said about people in position to call shots in the media, and we see it. And when you have influence like that, dog, it's just like any other job site. When you're working for the father-in-law of the owner of your company, they can treat you like shit. They can harass you. You know what I mean? And somebody in a position, a vulnerable position that is doing bad or poverty, like, come on, homie, like, it's hard being poor. You know what I'm saying? And for artists, think about, come on, bro, like, think about the passion and the want of a starving artist, struggling artist, It's hard, dog. They put all their eggs in the basket. So, not everybody has the will to fight that shit, dog, or combat that, you know what I mean? And these people with money and influence, they prey on the weak, bro. But eventually, there comes an end to that too. You know what I mean? Eventually that comes to an end too, but I'm enjoying it. I ain't gonna front, I want to see this shit play out, man. This is like R. Kelly once again, right?
That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, R. Kelly, I mean, he had the tape come out, it was, I mean, I think everybody, thought Diddy, had some funny stuff, going on, but I don't think no one really knew
the depths of it.
Right. He's being accused of drugging
Yeah.
women, and, this is all kind of like a little bit more than
well, they rap about it.
Rick
Ross says, put the Molly in her drink. She ain't need no, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, that's what happens with so much wealth, dog. You start to think that you're invincible, bro. You know what I'm saying? But there's good and there's evil, dog. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, evil will reign and it'll have its season. But good will come out, dog. There is good people out there, dog, trying to see people pay for their transgressions,
What about SPM? I heard he's coming home. They say he's coming home soon. That's gonna be crazy to see him performing.
I mean, I think that that I mean, like I seen the Mexican OT, right?
I know. I see so many people
supporting this guy,
him,
right?
man.
And the thing is that these guys are young, man. These guys are young. A lot of these dudes don't even know. You know what I mean? Because their elders don't put them on game. Their elders are covering up for them guys. You know what I'm saying? And to me, SPM, like I said, dog, it's more for social media platforms to feed off. I doubt that he's gonna make the noise that he made before. Yeah, I'm sure where he's from, he's a legend, and he will always be that. You know what I'm saying? Look at Capone, he's still touring. You know what I'm saying? I'm not comparing Capone to him, like as far as morally, and you know what I'm saying? I would never disrespect Capone like that. But yeah, like I'm sure he's gonna do shows and all that shit, you know what I mean? But it'll be limited. I doubt that Southern Cali will welcome him like that, and I doubt that if he does, I'm not saying he's not gonna do shows out here, but there's gonna be heavy security if he can afford it. He better be able to afford it, and the venues where he's doing them at better be able to afford it because, there is people that want that clout. Somebody wants that trophy, right? I mean, that's just what I believe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers want that trophy. Like dudes right now are, whacking fools just to become famous. So, good luck to him and his pursuit of success, dog. You know what I'm saying? But is he a serial child molester? Yes, he is. It's documented. It's something that I don't gotta prove. It's been proven, right? Like the documentation there, the trial was there.
He's got a kid.
Right?
And that's the thing about that situation that kind of trips me out. It's like, even other situations, it's like, okay, maybe you can try to defend it by saying, well, she lied or this, that. But this is a situation where there is no did he or didn't he? You know what I mean?
Did.
It's like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's walking around.
It's walking
it's
around.
Walking
it's
around talking, yeah. And it's going on social media and talking about it.
Yeah.
It's going and making posts. Like if you go on YouTube, that dude's son that he had with that girl is out there talking. You know what I'm saying? But to each his own, man. You can only you can't beat a dead horse. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that it ain't. I gives a man. Like can't, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is, dog. Like we picked our side and we gotta stay on it. You know what I mean? That's just that. And whoever wants to follow can follow. You know what I mean? I want to see them rappers that are vouching for him leave their little girls around him in the green room. I want to see if they're inviting him to the quinceañeras or the baby showers. You know what I'm saying? I doubt that. You know what I mean?
I doubt that
right?
too.
So, okay, then. So let's see, dog. I want to see all these rappers that are supporting him, that speak that highly of him, let their little girls have sleepovers at his house. You know what I mean? Let's see how much you do believe in. I know Baby Bash supports him heavily, man. He stands on that shit. You know what I mean? Let's see if Baby Bash has his daughters around him. You know what I mean? I don't know if he has daughters or not, but you know what I mean? Let's see if he believes in them that much, you know, which I doubt highly, you know what I mean? But Gold Toes too. Gold Toes that's his boy, you know what I mean? So we'll see, man. You know what I mean? We'll see if he comes up north to do shows with them guys. Right? Let's see where you stand now, baby. You know what I mean? Let's see all this shit, man. Let's see if OT goes on tour with him. Let's see if the Mexican OT goes on tour with him. I mean, even that guy, like, I want to see that guy win. You know, I want to see Mexican OT win. You know, he's different, but damn, does he have talent? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Does he have the same beliefs as me? No. But he's still a young brown man that came from nothing, you know what I mean? And I see him with his father doing all these podcasts on tour, and I love that shit. I really do. You know what I mean? I love that shit, but you know, he's young, man, and as he grows, he'll change his opinion. You know, he won't be the same person he is now 10 years from now. You know what I mean? Trust me, like he'll grow into it and he'll see from our perspective one day, you know? Like you can't glamorize rappers, man. You know what I mean? Most of the time these rappers, you know, they're just characters, you know? They saw TV and listened to music long enough that they started believing that they were, you know what I mean, what they were hearing, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes, man. But I want to see him win. You know, even that guy D-Baby. Man, do your thing, dog. You know what I'm saying?
D-Baby.
Like,
Yep.
D-Baby's killing it, you know what I mean? Shout out to that fool, man.
Texas?
Yeah, hell yeah. He's doing his thing, you know? And it's great. Look at that. Think about it, my boy. Like, even 5 years ago, we weren't seeing, you know what I mean? The homies popping like this or Raza popping like this, you know? So we got to embrace it. You know what I mean? We do got to embrace it, man, you know?
And
but
it's more accepted in the hip hop lane. I kind of feel like before it was like completely separated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's mixing, you know, in the hip hop is more accepting of the new talent than
because there's a lot of our people now behind the scenes, you know? We're the executive producers, we're the writers, we're the cameramen, you know what I'm saying? We're the promoters. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Because we got in where we could fit in, like they say, you know? And now after years and years, we're in a position of power, you know what I'm saying? So we're bringing our people in and we know the executives at the labels, or now we know how to distribute our music independently. So of course we're going to rise to the top, you know, eventually. And that's what we need to realize. Like, we're doing this shit on our own. Hip hop ain't accepting us. You know what I mean? Hip hop is not accepting us. We're kicking on the door on that bitch one way or another. And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's, you know, I'm loving it, man. I love to see it. You know what I mean? I think it's great. You know what I mean? But I'm waiting to see our Kendrick Lamar's rise to the top. Our guys with real talent, you know? I'm waiting to see our J. Cole's, you know? I'm waiting to see, you know, our real talent. You know what I mean? Right? I can't wait till that happens, because it will happen. It will happen. The people, the consumers will get tired of the goofy shit, you know? And just like, you know, like we said, the Cholo culture, it came back for a reason, because it represents something, you know what I'm saying? In a world of a lot of goofy ass shit, you know what I mean? So, you know, the good music and the talent will come back. It will. You know what I'm saying? Because record labels are going to see that, yeah, IG hype is cool for a year or two, but if you're looking for a decade of artistry, it's not. You know what I mean? You can only do so many stupid acts on camera. You know what I'm saying? You can only make an ass out of yourself for so long. Look at 6ix9ine. Where's he at now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Getting beat up.
Look at
in a gym.
What was that one guy? Donk, or what was that one guy? Wild tattoo on his face. He turned Christian and changed his whole life around. Bogang. That was
Bogang. Yeah.
Look at all them guys. Look at Wo Vicky. What happened to her? You know, like people gotta realize, dog, like there's an end to all that shit. You know, and I can go on, you know, like people making that, you know what I mean? Like even rappers recently that I beefed with, where they at now? You know what I'm saying? Like if you go down the list of fools that I beefed with, they're not existing no more. And I'm still here. You know, I'm still here letting my nuts hang, talking my shit.
It's definitely tough to keep going in the music game. Keep your name going and to stay relevant. You know, you always
it's tough if you got nothing real to say. See, wisdom is endless, dog. It's like the Bible. One scripture is a million parables. So when you really got something to say, it's wisdom, dog. Wisdom is endless, bro. Real shit is endless. That's what people fail to realize. But see, people don't want to seek wisdom. You know, people want what's easy, right? What comes fast and simple, you know? Nobody wants to sacrifice for the wisdom. Like, it's like this, dog. Why is it that people feel so entitled to people's success, but they don't feel entitled to people's losses? Right? Like, a lot of people feel entitled to what you have, but people don't want to be entitled to what you lost.
To get it,
right? But you know what I mean? So there it is there. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It is. I mean, it's the truth. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? But, you know, like they say, the meek will inherit the earth, man. We're only here for a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go where we're supposed to be and where we came from eventually. You know what I'm saying? And let's hope that when they call our name, we're ready for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that. So what do you have coming up?
Southside Logo.
Southside Logo.
My best project ever to this date. Produced by Low Profile from the East Coast. This is a producer from Delaware. You know, all my video and my content is shot by Graphic by Nature. This was mixed mastered by Bobby at Mixed Wizards. And, you know, I got a few features on it. I got a artist from Washington, D.C. Maze is her name. That's how you pronounce it. It's hard for me to pronounce because of the way she writes it. And then I got Cujo the Savage on it, some young up-and-coming artists, Young Buddha. And I have, like, you know, I have a few skits telling stories, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have Free Bliss, a homie that's, you know, he's got out from doing 26 or 29 years in prison, you know? And, you know, he's reforming his life. So, you know, I want to share my platform with the guys that I want to encourage to keep pushing, you know? And also Lucky from Hood Stocks, he's featured on a song, doing some narration. So it's a piece of art, you know what I mean? I wanted to bring back them albums that we grew up on, you know, that told stories and were auto visualizations, you know what I'm saying? So I named this Southside Logo, titled it because, you know, I'm not saying that I'm that guy, you know what I mean? But I'm saying that I'm a piece of that belief, you know what I'm saying? I'm a part of it. And as far as like this platform that we're in, this entertainment world, like, you know what I mean? I do represent that to the fullest, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the streets have encouraged me to be able to stand on that and call myself that, you know what I mean? So Southside Logo is a representation of what I believe in, man. And the music, you know, I wanted to do something different than what everybody's doing, you know? Like right now it's a crazy sampling West Coast beats, you know? Like everybody's doing it like crazy, which is dope, you know what I mean? It is cool. You know what I'm saying? But I want to bring some originality to the game, man, and some real lyricism and some real, how should I say, substance to the music, right? So it's a 13-track album because, you know, it's the Southside Logo. It gotta be 13 songs on it. So it's 13 songs, all brown, you know? Brown paid, brown made, and brown executed, you know what I'm saying? All hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I've done millions of streams, man, and I'm proud of it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm just letting my nuts hang, like I said, man, and hoping that the homies see a reflection of themselves, you know what I mean, what I'm doing, you know, and see the mature side of this music game through a Southsider, you know what I mean? So I'm very happy to bring this to the table, man, and let the world hear what I gotta say, you know, and I hope they enjoy it. You know what I mean? We dropped the first single already, Wolves, featuring Young Buddha. The video's up now. And man, I'm proud of that. Like, my shooter has come a long way. The artistry and what we're doing is different, sets us apart from anybody else, you know. And it shows, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to be different, man. You know what I mean? And it is art. It is art, right? Like, we are creators. We can't be clones. We can't just be copying one another. We got to bring some difference to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to let our imagination grow, and we got to materialize it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of, man. We got multiple videos to this album because there's too many bangers, you know. So Project Made also produced music on it, a couple tracks. So you know, I think that you'll trip out when you hear it. You know, you for sure will be like, damn, you know. But we've been in the lab, you know. We've been in the gym putting up shots. So, you know, I'm still trying to be that guy, man. You know what I mean? I still got that warrior spirit in me, man. And I love this music shit. You know what I'm saying? But I too, you know, I know people don't want to see me win, but that's all right, man. That's all right. I embrace that shit too. Because the ones that do want to see me win are the ones that matter to me. You know what I'm saying? They'll always remain that way. So, yeah.
Well, that's what's up, man.
Hell
well,
yeah.
no big features.
Nah, no big features, man. I want to keep it street. You know, I want to keep it street, and I wanted to keep it you know, like I believe in keeping my innocence, you know, to a certain extent, right? Like I'm not innocent, right? I'm a grown man. I've done a lot of shit. I've been through a lot of shit, but when it comes to music, I do keep my innocence, you know? Like I allow my imagination to grow, and I like to believe in things that others don't believe in, you know what I'm saying? So instead of like reaching out for big features, I kept it with a youthful spirit, like wanted to see my boys still win. You know what I mean? Like wanted to see the people that I believe in win with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're proud to drop this, man. It's a good feeling for sure. Because Mr. Blue Rag did great for me. You know what I mean? I seen the support when I did shows, and this one, it motivated me to do this. You know, and it's happened organically. The producers from the East Coast, the artists from the East Coast, reached out to me, and I think that that's the way it should be. You feel what I'm saying? Like people seeing what you're doing and appreciating it, and wanting to help you, right? Like wanting to see you grow. So that's what I want. I don't want paid love. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like I want real belief. I want people that have faith in me and people that I have faith in. You know what I'm saying? So when we do win, we can say we did this shit together. You know what I mean?
Right. He did it just off of strength.
We did it just off the strength. You know what I'm saying?
Each other instead of
we're paying each other. Don't get me wrong, right? We are paying each other for our services, but it's not based on fame. It's based on talent. You feel what I'm saying? It's based on real shit. It's not based on IG following or like, nah. It's based on talent, pure talent. That's it. Talent and respect for each other. So
well,
we up,
what's
man.
Up, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. When's it coming out?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow will be out. Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, by the time this gets up.
Yeah, it'll be out everywhere, available on all digital platforms.
You know what I mean? What's up, man? I'm looking forward to it, man. You know, I always enjoy our conversations.
Rest in peace, Stomps. Did I see you since he passed away?
Last time we did an interview, he had just passed away.
Okay, yeah.
He told some stories about him and everything.
But rest in peace, my dog, regardless, man. We miss him, you know?
Yeah.
And he had a huge part of this too. You know what I mean? Like I thought about him through a lot of the writing process, you know what I mean? So a lot of these songs are dedicated to a lot of my dead homies, man. But I'm proud to drop this shit, man. So I'm looking forward to this shit. You know what I mean? We're over the kid games. It's time for the big dogs to let their nuts hang, you feel me? It's time for the grown man, the G's to, you know what I mean, step up. You know what I'm saying? So it's that time, man. I'm excited, you know what I mean, to say the least.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. I'm looking forward to it, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro. Thank you for bringing me back.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.